Hello and welcome to another video. This time it's RT Boost Race AHR Apex Hunter Racing Match Day 5. You see the combinations on the screen for today. So we have Subaru WRX Group 4 at Suzuka for race number 1, pick by ORT, and the second one, high speed Porsche 919 hybrid, one car, Forest Raceway it is. Right, so we will jump into the replay and watch this matchup any second, but I will give overview first. So where are we standing at the moment? So this is the schedule for match day number 5. It's the fourth match for this round. We already saw 3 of them live. Fifth will also be live Sunday. So let's go over the starting lineups for the teams. Based on the CTC driver ratings, ORT should have slight advantage over AHR this time. We have the current leaderboards after 4 match days, and see ORT sitting at P2, AHR sitting at B at the moment. So above the line, what does this line mean? Quick facts. Okay, so what is CTC, the Community Team Cup? So it's basically a league with team versus teams as a league organized. So for each team we have 6 drivers competing. In total for the season we have 10 teams. This means we have 9 match days, each team competing against each other. And then after those 9 match days we have a Final Four tournament. So the top 4 after those 9 match days will head in big tournament, decide the winner of the season. Each match day will see 2 30-minute races. It's a 1 make for every race, meaning every driver is in the same car. Points will be awarded per driver. Then those points will be added for each team. Team with the most points wins the match day across the 2 races. Of course, the combinations. So we have 2 races, and each of the races, the combinations are picked by each team. So the teams can pick the car, the track, weather conditions like sunny, cloudy, and also the time progression. Every team had to submit a pool of cars and tracks before the season, and so they have to choose for every match day a track and a car out of this pool. Only can use each car and track once. So the tire wear times 6 and fuel consumption times 4 is fixed for the entire season, and we have produced a limited sets of tires that are available for each driver per match day, for the entire match day that is. So we have 2 racing softs, 2 racing mediums, 1 racing hards, 2 intermediates, and 2 heavy wets in case of rain. For base races we don't have any rain on the forecast, so we will just be concentrating on the slick tires. And yeah, And without any further ado, let's jump into the racing action. Race number 1, Subaru WRX Group 4 car at Suzuka. Let's go. That's it. Right, we see the lights coming on, and we have ORT 1-2 with Vicente and Perez. Kieran in P3, the first driver for AHR. Valsalenta in P4, heading into the first turn at Suzuka. They keep it single file mostly through, keep it clean. Bob's on the outside, P6, P7 with Kings on the inside. Azurian P8, Kahal in P9, Dan P10, Lapin GT in P11, and Slide Rules P12 at the moment. So nice little train of cars coming through the SS. We go. Vicente leading this one comfortably. I forgot to bring on the tire information for you. So Vicente running on the mediums, corrects the same medium tires. Kieran is using the hards. Alright, having to defend. It's Valsalenta trying long way around the outside, not gonna work. Valsalenta on the mediums, now going up towards Spoon Curve. Kieran still defending that position for now. Will we see a dive into Spoon? Yeah, Kieran left that door open. This gives Valsalenta the chance to slip through. Mac Fat in P4 also on the mediums. Mr. Kings on mediums as well. For ORT, Azurian also using medium tires. Kahal, Parts, Perez went a little bit deep, down to P8 on mediums. Then Parts, Slide Rules Hearts, Bob's Your Uncle, Hearts, and Lapin GT Hearts. So interesting, AHR all opted to go for the hard tires for the first stint, and ORT, they are using mediums. So different approach for this race. Very interesting to see, not gonna lie. But yeah, teams have practiced for this one, so they probably know what they are doing. Vicente with a nice early lead against his teammate Valsalenta. Kieran, the AHR driver, in between all of those black and red ORT cars. Again, under pressure. Side by side they go through the SS, so the Subaru WRX Group 4 car is 4-wheel drive. It will be a bit understeery probably, and also tire wear probably gonna hurt them at some point. I would reckon on the front tires it will be tough. And here we go, Kieran still defending that position. It's Kings who is looking for a gap. They're looking for a way into Spoon Curve again. Kieran taking his usual racing line. Goes a little bit wide again, trying to cut back. Loses a position for now. Maybe a second one. Couldn't use all of the speed because King was already there. Azurian also up to P4. So Kieran now under pressure, with also Mac right behind through the 130R. There you go. And McFett on that inside line went through, but Kieran with the cutback retakes that position. Mac and Perez 6 and 7, putting a lot of pressure on the AHR driver. We also have Dan in P8, still in this fight. The same goes for Carl in P9. Then we have a little gap, 2 slide rules, Bob and Lapin. Oh, Bob's taking the grass line here. We go back to this battle group car in P9, then P8, Mac and Pyrex, and I think Kieran had a little bit of an issue, couldn't turn in as he liked and dropped down to P8, so it's dead. Now the leading driver for AHR, meaning that all of the ORT drivers are in the top 6, so top 6 ORT 7 to 12. It is AHR for now with the different tire strats. This was probably to be expected at that point. So the question is, how long will this medium tire last? So we're 6 minutes in, it's a 30-minute race. Could be that ORT drivers might be going for the hard tires for the second stint. Probably another 6-7 minutes until the fronts are dead, judging the tire wear progression at the moment. So Vicente has the fastest lap of the race so far, 2 minute 9.5, chased down by his teammate Valsalanta. Kings in P3, Azarian in P4, Irex 5, Mac Fat in P7. Dan still staying with the ORT drivers, so they're not driving away. Dan, Kieran and Carl, the 3 top AHR drivers on those hard tires, trying to do their best to have a good placement for the second stint of this race. So it will be interesting to see when the first pit stops will be happening, where the drivers will be placed on the track after that. So the second group of AHR drivers, it's Lapin and Bob and slide rules, third pack of it. So for now, a bit of a stale race at the moment, but it will heat up. Pretty sure about that. So the Suzuka circuit, it's usually one of the fan favorites and driver favorites. Such an iconic track here in Japan, here with the S's, the spoon curve, 130 yard, and the slow challenging final chicane, the Casio triangle. So usually the drivers are loving this track, and so far clean racing, but I can see spaced out, of course. And then still in that valid slipstream range, so we are 9 minutes in. This means 21 minutes to go. For this one, the tires are starting to fade on those ORT drivers. Let's have a look at this. So Mac 75% down, 70% probably for Pyrex. Azarine the same, 70. Kings as well. Barcelona pushed them a little bit harder, probably also 75, and the same goes for Vicente. So you have 2 more laps maximum, and then those medium tires will be cooked, will be done. With the hard tires, so they're coming into play now, I guess. A little bit of a crossover point. We see Dan now getting closer and closer. Let's get it on board from this Subaru. Through the spoon curve, the 3rd gear, upshift to 4th, and with the run uphill. Also interesting, short shifting this car to save some fuel. You see side by side, Mac has the inside line for 130R, and then had to back out of it for the moment. Here comes his teammate Kieran. Just had the run through 130R. Maybe Kieran now can challenge Mac. So there's a little gap between Mac and his teammates. Mac going defensive. To the first turn we go. So hard to make a clean move through the S's. The driver in front doesn't make any mistakes. So you see maybe through the 2 Degners there's an opportunity to close that gap. Stay with Dan for this, so braking just before the 50, clipping the inside. Right before the end, and there was the first mistake. Mac with a big moment, and Mac drops down to P8. So Kieran, and then there was this little moment. So Max tires, yeah, Max tires are basically done, and he also got a penalty for that. That's unlucky, I guess. So we see Kieran fighting to stay on the track through the spoon curve. Understeers a little bit. So where's Carl? Mac will serve this penalty uphill, will lose quite some time, quite some speed. Carl is closing. Goes through 130R and is definitely within the slipstream range now. But we see the top drivers all pitting on those mediums. 6 laps. This means the AHR drivers who started on the hards will be leading this race. Then had the run. Then Kieran Carl presenting another set of mediums. So right, they have to survive for 17 minutes. They did 13, but a lighter car, it's possible. So Vicente Valsalante really close lap in for AHR. In that ORT sandwich just ahead of Kings 57. Slide was also fighting on those hard tires, but not really. We got overtaken by Perix and Azarian. Bob's your uncle in P11, and McFad dropped down to P12 after the pit stop, after the penalty on those fresh set of medium tires. How long will the AHR drivers stay on track? Oh, Bob doing the same as McFad. will you also get a penalty for that? Yep. So you get dirty tires, you lose time, and the game also awards you with a penalty for that. So this should be an easy overtake for Mac. Now can wait for the run out of Spoon, because the penalty zone will be just after that. But looks like Mac saw the opportunity. Not sure if there was contact between Bob and Mac. Bob understeers definitely out of the Spoon curve, loses some time. Dan and Carl still staying out on those hard tires, and using the slingshot approach to improve their lap times. But side by side through T1, it's looking nice, but probably not the fastest way. Carl with a little gap to the teammates at the moment, and the ORT drivers after the pit stop chasing down, trying to close the gap. Vicente, Valsalenta, Hinks, Pirex, Azarian. So Lapin in P9 also on those hard tires. Mac in P10 ahead of Bob, and Slide Rules, the first AHR driver to pit and switch over to the medium tires at all. So we'll be expecting Dan and Kieran this lap as well to go into the pits. So fortunately we can't see the actual delta between Dan and Kieran, and especially Kieran, Cahill and Vicente, but Vicente, yeah, really close. Cahill with a penalty as well, so that is 2 seconds and will be coming down now. Probably 10 seconds ish between Dan and Vicente. Let's see. Into the pits. It looks like they took a... No, Kieran's staying out for another lap. Dan decides to pit. Vicente in P3. Carl into the pits. Valsalenta will go up to P3 again. Kings P4, Parex P5, and Azarian P6. Mac has passed the other AHR drivers. So we have one AHR driver leading, then 6 ORT drivers, then the AHR boys again. And the question will be, how long is Kieran staying out on those hard tires? Mediums, and probably also mediums for Bob. And we already see Vicente not too far behind, so this should be the end lap for Kieran as well. Can't see them doing a no-stop strategy. Fastest lap switched over to Pirex at the moment, a low 2 minute 9. Valsalenta and Kings really close. Pirex, Azarian and Mac. And where is Dan? Dan using the softs. Alright. So that's an interesting call.
car on the mediums. Light rules, mediums, lap-in, mediums, and more mediums. So keep an eye on Dan now using soft tires. That's definitely a strategy to grab the fastest lap of the race. Kieran into the pits now, will drop behind Dan. Will he also go on to the soft tires? That is the question. Refueling 50 liters-ish. Now going on to the medium, so not sure if was it a mistake doing soft tires, or was it really that attempt to try and get the fastest lap of the race, be very aggressive. So far, Azarian now has broken into the 2-minute 08s for this one. So let's have a little run through the grid order with 9 minutes to go. Vicente and Kings got ahead of Valsalenta. Kings P2, Valsalenta P3, Yurex P4, Azarian with the fastest lap of the race last time round in P5, McFed in P6, and we have Dan, the only driver that dares to use softs, in P7, Kieran P8, ahead of his teammate Kahal in P9, slide rules in 10th position, Lapin GT P11, and Bob at the back of the grid in P12. We'll have a look. Mac versus Dan. The gap is coming down. We'll see if Dan can grab that fastest lap of the race. Should have, in theory, the advantage with the soft tires to go for a quick one. It is a 2-minute 8.3, alright, so I don't think any one of the medium tire runners can improve this lap, so the fastest lap should go to Dan and AHR. And there's also tire left for Dan to attack, so wouldn't be surprised if he can overtake Mac by the end of this lap. It's really close into Degna 1. We go to Degna 2, don't run too wide, and then with more speed, but wasn't the way. Make a move down into the hairpin. We go, Mac goes defensive, then looking for the cutback, the run. Uphill we go, now approaching Spoon Curve for the 11th time. It looks like Dan has a nice little run, the setup. Mac defending, but inside line, forcing Dan around the outside, and then gets onto the slippery stuff, but somehow manages to go around even with less traction on that outside curb. And that green slippery AstroTurf, whatever it is, somehow managed to get past the ORT driver heading into 130R. Dan keeps that position for now, so probably will have a good run through the Casio trial. Will open up that gap with the run onto the start finish straight with 5.5 minutes to go, and he should be safe from another attack. But now, where is Kieran versus Mac? Gap is probably too big at the moment. See, and at the front you see that Kings and Valsalenta are catching Vicente, so top 3. They're all from the same team, of course, but maybe within the team they want to prove who is the quickest driver out of them. And Azorian and Pyrex, P4 and P5, is then that gap to Pyrex is too big to really attack, and now the softs are dying really quickly. Probably the same situation for McFad here with those tires, but Dan should be safe to finish in P6, Mac in P7. Kieran, is there an opportunity for Kieran? You see, tires are definitely in a much better condition. Carl in P9, Lepin in P10, Bob running in P11 and Slide Rules in P12 with another set of mediums. So alright, so what's that all about? I don't know. 2 stop. Hard, medium, right, so doesn't really matter, I think, in the end, because they will be using softs for the second race. And the battle for the lead might be shaken up here. Vicente with a penalty. Oh, interesting. Kings and Valsalenta right behind, so this would get very close when Vicente will be serving his penalty coming out of the spoon curve this lap. So under 3 minutes to go. That's, is it 2 more laps? Probably. We're looking at 15 laps in total. To the hairpin. Top 3 are now really close. You also see Azorian and Pyrex in P4 and P5. And still running in P6, but we will stay with this to see if Vicente can stay in front of his teammate after serving the penalty. Out of spoon curve they count, it should be still a second. Now serving the penalty gets slowed down. Kings with the run. Kings into the lead. Vicente P2, Valsalenta P3 through the Castle Triangle with less than 2 minutes to go here. That's the penultimate lap for the drivers. So we have Kings now starting the final lap. Vicente P2, Valsalenta P3, Azorian P4, Pyrex P5, Dan in P6 with dead tires. Crosses the line. McFad also dead tires, P7, and he's under pressure. Kieran caught up with McFad. Kieran with, yeah, look at the difference in tires. So I guess Kieran can go for that move. Yeah, McFad is struggling through the first turn with those tires. Probably through the S's as well. The car will understeer. And Kieran trying to find a way. Is there a possibility through the S's? Probably not. trying to move around the outside. Now has position for the left-hander, and up he goes. Nice move from the AHR driver into P7. They go, and now have to keep it clean through the diagnose. No drama. Also on the exit a little bit too wide. This could be a penalty. This could be a penalty, running too wide on the exit. Got away with it. Lucky, but Mac is struggling with grip. And we go back to the front where we see Kings out of spoon curve, Vicente and Valsalenta really close. There's Azarina. Azarina's a penalty, 1 second. Will drop down to P5. It is. We will go to the top 3. Will they keep positions now? Is there a team order in place? We don't know, but looks like Kings will win in the first race for ORT. Crosses the line. Vicente P2, Valsalenta P3, Pyrex brings it home in P4. Low on fuel, Azarian P5. Then through the chicane and P6. Or then Kieran P7. Mac in 8th, just ahead of Kahal. Finishes P9. Lepin GT for AHR through the final chicane. They go. E10 for the AHR driver. Then we have 2 drivers remaining on track. With Bob's your uncle, or Uncle Bob as it says with a nickname. P11 and slide rules out of the final, no, not the final, it's a spoon curve running towards 130R. And approaches the Casio triangle for the final time. And through he comes, finishes in P12. Alright, that's race number 1. We are back for the second race, the Porsche 919 at Forest Raceway. Let's go. We have Kieran on pole position ahead of Vicente. Softs, softs, softs. I think everyone is using softs now. 10 is starting on the mediums. Everyone else is using soft tires. So heading into the cross stop, Kieran around the outside defending his pole against Vicente in P2, Azarian P3, Pyrex P4, then in P5 against. Oops, there was a little bit of friendly fire between Kings and one of your teammates, which caused a little bit of damage for Dan. Hopefully he can recover, struggles now, drops a couple of positions on those medium tires, not the start Dan wanted to have, of course, and also a penalty, so it goes from bad to worse for Dan. Moment slide rules in 11th and Kahal in P12, so close racing in those high downforce cars. Narrow middle section is always tricky, and let's hope it will settle down a little bit. Looks so. Kieran with the lead after lap number 1 Azarian up to P2, Vicente P3, Pyrex P4, then it's back in P5, Valsalenta P6, Kings in P7, Lepin in P8, Bob 9th, then back up to speed 10, but with that 1 second penalty. Slide rules in P11 and Carl not the opening lap they wanted to have, all the way down to P12 at the moment. And big laps around here in those prototypes, LMP1 2016 Porsche models. Kieran under pressure, Azarian. Kieran braking late, too late? Question, no. Border nearly spins it, too much power coming out of that chicane and goes from P1 to P4. With that, too much power on the rear axle. This means we have ORT 1, 2, 3, and looks like Vicente taking the lead, coming out of the slipstream. Azarian P2, Purex P3, Kieran still staying with them in P4. Kings in P5, Mac 6th, Valsalenta P7. So again, a very strong opening phase for the ORT drivers. 6 in the top 7, Bob in P8, the second AHR driver, lap in P9, and Dan in P10, the only driver using the medium tires. Slide rules 11th, and Carl still at the back of the grid into the chicane. We go, Kieran goes deep a little bit, avoids, or has to avoid the ORT drivers. A little bit of hybrid left to use coming down the main straight, and Vicente staying in the lead also with the fastest lap of the race, 1:14.2. Azarian Purex. Kieran still staying with the top 3. Kings with a little gap to his teammate Valsalenta, driving aggressively over those curbs, unsettles his car a little bit. Valsalenta E6. Bob got past Mac with a mistake, probably. Troy and Mac under pressure. Let's go on board with some of the drivers. Going down the back straight, braking start of the curve. Second gear exit, third gear exit. Alright. This looks like a good run for Dan. Toe. And Dan makes that move stick. Nice execution. Dan up position. Mac down to P9. Bob in P7. Really close behind Valsalenta as well. So looks like the AHR drivers are now getting up to speed, getting into the rhythm. Go back to the front. Azarian in the lead with the fastest time of the race, 1:14.0. Vicente P2, Purex P3, Kieran with a penalty, that's not helping. Will lose the slipstream probably with that penalty now. Maybe just on the edge. It could be 1.5, close to it. Kings in P5. Where's Valsalenta? No, that it looked closer than it was between Valsalenta and Bob. But Bob can give his teammate now a nice little toe down the main straight. And then with the run, will it be close enough to go for a move into T1? Yeah, Bob giving room for his teammate, now going for Yeah, nice little position switch, still staying ahead of Mac. That was perfect teamwork execution. So Mac down to P9, where the other AHR drivers lap in GT in P10, slide rules P11, and Carhal still at the back of the grid. Top 3 have opened up a little gap, Esri and Vicente and Pirex. Going down the backstreet again, out of the tunnel, braking for a tight hairpin. Kieran's still there, kind of, not within direct striking distance. Needs to wait for a little mistake to happen. Will it happen? Looks like no perfect teamwork from the 3 ORT drivers. Maybe a little bit too late for Pirex though. Just played it safe, didn't want to risk anything, so Kieran P4. It's Kings in P5, Valsalenta P6. Oh, a little wiggle there to correct, maybe overcorrect. And then on those meetings doing a fantastic job with those lap times, 1:14s. That's basically soft tire pace. So I'm curious to see what he can do on the soft tires for the second stint of this race. So then again, with a great run onto the back straight through the tunnels we go, and he has slipstream. He will be gaining on the ORT driver now. Will it be enough to overmove? No, not yet, but this could be a nice setup. Or run into turn 1. Look at that. Solid, very solid run out of the hairpin. This could be half a second, maybe less, the gap, and now the slipstream should help. Then he's setting up the move. Valsalenta going defensive for turn 1. Keeps that position for now. Dan is flying on those medium tires. Really close now. Oh, that's nose to tail. Rear to bumper racing, and then with a strong move, moving up another position, up to P6. Can he defend that position? Now can he open up the gap? The next left-hander will be so important for the run through the back straight. Looks like he has this advantage. Will stay probably in the lead or in front of Valsalenta. No, showing his nose, not going for the move yet. When I go back to the front, Kieran caught up with Pirex, so he's definitely, he has slipstream. A little gap between Pirex and Vicente into the braking zone. They go. Vicente and Mesurian playing it safe again there. Also the hybrid is fully charged again, so they can use it. Kieran has depleted basically all of it. Will need to recharge it at some point. Kings P5 then stayed in front of Valsalenta. P6, whoa, that rear snapped, kept it under control, but then compromised the exit. Who still manages to keep that position for now again. Going on to the back straight. Good exit. Should help him to stay in front, but goes defensive now. Looks like Valsalenta, they could use more of the hybrid. And that slipstream plus hybrid exit enable them to move past Dan again. Now Dan has a little bit of more hybrid power available coming out of the final kink on to the start finish straight. And this time Dan with the run shows his nose, uses the inside line, moves past Valsalenta up to P5. going side by side through the next S's. Who will come out first? It is Dan, stays in front. Good racing between Dan and Valsalenta in the mid-pack at the moment. So 12 minutes in, 18 minutes to go. Have a look at the other drivers. Bob in P9. Slide rules. Lappin and Mac dropped down. Oh, an early pit stop for Mac. Look at that. He's on his outlet on those softs. A very aggressive one-stop strategy. Carl in P12, not probably his favorite race by the looks. Tires still looking good. Kings decides to pit, goes for an undercut, maybe covering Dan. Then also switching over to the soft tires now. 1 second for Kieran, caught up with the top 3 and then collected another check limit penalty. All that hard work in vain probably. Will be outside of the slipstream now, coming on to the back straight. The penalty zone will be at the end of this tunnel section. And this is feel a bit sorry. Would have been a great battle again between Kieran and the 3 ORT drivers. Will we see another round of pit stops here as Arian, Vicente, Murex, Kieran, all are deciding to pit. Valsalenta into the pits. Bob staying out but has a 1 second penalty. So it's close between Vicente and P-Rex, and Bob just comes out ahead of the ORT drivers. Can he slow them up a little bit to help his teammates get closer? So Bob definitely will be pitting very soon, probably this lap. Maybe loses ORT drivers half a second. This lap now, yes, he's off the penalty, so it's out of the way for P-Rex and Vicente. Here comes Azarian in P3 box, still ahead of Azarian at the moment, but probably will be pitting this lap. Into the pit lane. It is Azarian moves up into P3, Kieran in 4th, not too far behind. Azarian next as a Bob in the pits, Valsalenta and Kings. Valsalenta with a 1 second penalty. Kings in P6 will move up into P5 by the looks. Valsalenta going a bit deep and then caught up with those 2 drivers then with a massive run. Kieran with a 1:13.5, the fastest lap of the race so far, and now will we see some team play happening from ORT. Can Valsalenta give Kings a little bit of a gap? Dan is all over Valsalenta now, and double slipstream for Dan, and Valsalenta will serve the penalty now, so Dan moves up into P6 and has the slipstream. Valsaletta down to P7, Bob in P8 coming out of the pits, Lapin GT in P9, McFat in 10th, slide rules on the road. Oh, and Lapin took care of the tires, so the last one to pit and Carl in P12 all by themselves. So we'll have a look at the front. Pirix and Vicente 1-2 for ORT Azarian in P3. Where is Kieran? Kieran probably 1.5 seconds the gap. Could have a little bit of slipstream maybe coming down the back straight. We see Azarian on a very good lap. We see purple sector for the ORT driver braking into the hairpin. And it's nearly 2 seconds, I guess, between Azarian and Kieran, so no slipstream help there. And we will see if this is the new fastest lap of the race. Lost a little bit. Maybe Kieran had a nice little slipstream down the start finish straight to get this 1:13.5. Oh, and we have Kings versus Dan. Kings defending the inside line. Dan has to go all the way around the outside. He makes it work somehow. Moves past the ORT driver. Dan, great race. So far, he had to start on the mediums because of his strategy from race number 1, but now he's on the same tire compound as everyone else, using the softs, and yeah, performed some really nice overtakes. You see how far he can move up the road, so the gap to Kieran is too much, I guess, to do it, so he probably needs to focus on defending that position against Kings, who had a great run with hybrid and the slipstream. And now again, Dan has a little bit more hybrid power remaining. Again, we will be seeing the same move into the first turn probably again. Kings on that inside line, then around the outside, then repeats his move as the run coming out of the first turn, and up he goes again. Great battle between those two drivers. Valsaletta in P7 is in striking distance. You can see this battle from the best spectator's position, I guess. So watch King's perspective. This time Dan should have the run, the distance coming out of it. Yeah, straight. Yeah, good run. This time Kings has the hybrid advantage by the looks, uses all of it, getting closer and closer through the final kink. They go on to the start finish, and slipstream really strong. As we go, whoa, this is frantic, really fast-paced in those prototypes. Watch Dan coming out of one of his favorite corners by looks. He has such a good run coming out of that. But then look at the hybrid and the slipstream. So the hybrid management is so vital. It's crazy. So now Dan has some hybrid again, coming out of the final hairpin and uses the advantage. So this is back and forth. Deja vu, I guess. Oh no, this time. And understeers, they're going side by side, coming out of the first turn. Still side by side. Next turn is Dance. So Kings had to back out of it. Just a little bit under 8 minutes to go. We go and have a look at the race situation at the front. Vicente, T-Rex and Azarian, wow, he improved that fastest lap of the race, 13.3, and he's right with, oh, T-Rex spun. Probably an unforced error. They are too early on the power, so Kieran up to P3, T-Rex P4, Dan versus Kings once again. This time we have reverse roles. Dan will be defending the line, coming into the first turn, taking the inside line. It's Kings. Time to see, can he pull the move around the outside? Yep. Oh no, drifts, nearly loses it. Whoa, that was close between Dan and Kings. So Dan keeping that P5. But now Kings in P6, Valsaletta P7. Still having first row seats to this battle. Bob in P8 on their own, Mac as well in no man's land in P9. Lap in GT and Slide Rules in a team battle. 10, 11 and Carl in P12. Looks like we have a two-way battle for the overall victory between Vicente and Azarian. Kieran in P3 after T-Rex mistake spin out of the final hairpin. Dan and King still at it. Just under 6 minutes to go. So what is it? 5 more laps, probably. And this is a great battle between those two drivers. Very similar, but again, I have access to the hybrid. You also have it on the screen. Yeah, you see it. So Kings definitely they now can use all of the power and get closer to 10, and we will see a move into the hairpin. Let's wait and see. Nope. But coasting and having a full hybrid out of the hairpin, this should give Kings the opportunity for a move into the first of all. Then nearly out of hybrid power, but it's not that strong with those high speeds anymore still. Then versus Kings, there was a gap on that inside line. Dan didn't defend it too hard. Concentrates on the side by sides every time, nearly out of that first turn, and Dan stays in front. What a battle it is for P5 between those two drivers. At the front we have a lead change. It's Azarian now. No, maybe Vicente, a little mistake. Yeah, Vicente has damage somewhere, hit the wall, sent a low to Barry. So Azarian now with a 1.5 second, maybe 2 second lead. Should bring it home. Kieran P3, T-Rex P4, and Kings, and then every time we go through the grid we end up staying with this amazing battle for position between Kings and Dan. Again, do we see Dan's signature move around the outside at T1? Yeah, he's breaking just a tiny bit later to get in front of Kings. Salenta in P7 is Bob in P8, Mac P9, Lap in GT in 10th. It's a little gap, 2 slide rules, and Kaha in P12 at the moment. So looking at the timer, under 3 minutes. Azurian with another 13 last time round. Vicente in P2, Kieran versus Pirex. So Pirex caught up with the AHR driver again, and Kieran is low on fuel. Really low, so we have 2 minutes 28. Close to maybe the top 2 will get 3 more laps, but everyone else has to do 2, and then we go Pirex around the outside of Kieran. Wow, good move. So top 3 for ORT again. Kieran still fighting, trying to somehow make a move. So let's have a look at hybrid situation. Pirex a little bit of an advantage coming through the end of the middle sector run. Kieran is out of hybrid, just can rely on the slipstream. Will it be enough? I don't think so. Pirex and that hybrid boost. Oh, we have side by side again between Dan and Kings. So we see the final minute now. See where are the leaders. It will be close for them to do another lap. P3, P4, close. P4, 5, 6. Confused again. We see Dan around the outside, side by side to go once again. Coming out of the crossturn, Dan has his nose in front against Kings. So it's 30 seconds to go. Where to look, where to look. Kieran with a penalty. This is game over for Kieran to challenge Pirex for the podium position. So we'll have a look at the front. It's 10 seconds to go. So it is the final lap for everyone. So Azorian will win this race. ORT win and the fastest lap of the race. Azorian P1, Vicente brings it home in P2. He's out of fuel. Pirex in P3 crosses the line. There's Kieran P4. Dan versus Kings. Dan versus Kings. It's a run to the line. It's a photo finish. And Dan keeps P5. Kings P6. While Salenta P7. Bob will come home in P8. Lapid GT braking for the hairpin. Should finish in P9. Crosses the line in P9, and it's Mac in 10th. Slide rules P11 and Bahal. Oops. Going slowly towards the end. Alright. That's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time around. Bye.